Well, in
Mhm.
that case, I'm afraid that it's just going to have to just not going to go their way. Um, I will, raise my arms with, no change of expression and no expressive effort or anything.
Yeah.
Just raise up the arms, and the earth, yawns open and crashes over and basically, thuds down and slaughters, the women. Um,
Oh,
and I will make certain of each one in terms of the broken neck.
yes.
And at which point I will walk back. But as I walk, I sink deeper and deeper and deeper as if I were going into water. Um, and until, I'm gone.
Oh, excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and put this ace into my space.
I'm sorry. How is it that you get? Oh, I used the weapon. Ah, yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, let me look at the results here. You succeeded
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
task.
wait, wait, wait.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. So if I use the weapon, it goes into your hole. But also, if I had lost, my seven would have gone away.
Right. Right. Yeah. Um, yeah, you're taking out a loan to win now, and then
Hmm.
it'll come due in the end game. Uh, okay, so the cold soldier succeeds at the tasks, and the GM narrates the outcome of the scene. Under these constraints, the master's intentions are carried out. Any
Oh,
desires you may have had for how the scene should turn out are crushed beneath the master's will and desires. So I think the fact that
I may have over narrated there a little bit.
oh no, not at all. Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that you did have this moment of recognition with this person that you killed, but didn't act. There was this flicker, but there was no enlivening there. I think that's enough that you don't have. You're just kind of robotically going through this. And so you step out of the ground again in this sacred grove, um, and you actually find it empty. There's no one in the grove when you arrive. Uh, and I think, yeah, I'm just curious, or what you would do here. Given no direction, what does the cold soldier do? And this time where they're not under the master's heel.
There's nothing. There's a
Mhm.
frozen dark.
Yeah,
There's no, maybe the memory loops, right? The bits of memory, are just going to loop in my mind, and that's it. There wa-
yeah.
there's uh, there's no other behavior.
Mhm. So at after an hour, 2 hours, the shadows lengthen. Um, Much as you step out of the earth, the Dark Master, steps out of one of the largest and oldest of these trees. Um, and for a moment looks like she's entirely made of the substance of the tree, and then the sunlight hits her and she
Hmm.
looks human again. Um, and he walks up to you and says, "Well, slave, is it done? Is uh, uh, is the woman dead?"
You're not seriously expecting any response, are you? I mean, I'm a corpse.
No, she is. And then she thinks, Hades had warned me.
Hmm.
that his servants are not the most loquacious. She says, "Well, uh, with Ligeia dead, doubtless Ikaros will discover this uh, before nightfall, uh, when uh, uh, when they go out to seek her for the wedding." And she's smiling to herself about this. Uh, she says, "You have done well. I have another task for you. Uh, Tonight, uh, a great assembly of people will come to this grove. Uh, they will leave their dwellings unprotected, although I doubt one such as you need fear the spears and swords of mortal men. Uh, the house I spoke of, the one to the east of the woods, uh, 2 hours after nightfall, uh, go there. Uh, there you will find a man named Macarios. Uh, there you will find a man named Macarios. Uh, he is an old man and should not prove much of a threat. Uh, you are to kill him and then carry his corpse uh, back here and display him to those who are gathered. That is your next instruction. And then she vanishes, back among the trees and then into the trees.
My mo seems to be well established, um, but this time, for whatever reason, it's not immediate, um, and so let's see. I'm to bring him. I wasn't as precise about my instructions as I should have been last time. So uh, the command was to bring him back for the ceremony. I get
Yes.
there 2 hours after nightfall, and I bring him back after I grab him. Right.
Yes.
Okay. And I am to slay him. So it's his
Yes.
body, right? Okay.
Yes. Bring
Um,
back his corpse.
so the plan here, or rather, what I do, um, is that it takes a long time, um, and and I'll lurk about by that original grove, by the
Mhm.
flower picking place. We should not
Oh, yeah.
specific time. I'll lurk about there for a while for no good
Yeah.
reason, um, and uh, and so therefore won't actually come to that house um, until later. Um,
I'm
so
imagining, boar coming downwind of you and
right,
stopping and, sniffing this just
right,
putrescent, rot and just
yeah,
fleeing. Animals are running from this place. Yeah.
that I get as well. So so
And,
when
what?
Icarios,
Yeah.
let's see, so if Icarios may notice first the smell,
Yes.
and then there would be dirt scattered about on his floor from no immediate source, and I am there, not at all clear like how I got in, but I've obviously been in the house when he
Hmm.
realizes that I'm actually there. Um, and in his case, I'm going to uh, you know just kind of, uh, heavily, walk forward in an
Ooh,
unbalanced
yeah.
way, and just keep changing position so that eventually he's cornered and
Uh-huh.
just come after him. Um,
Okay.
so if you want to tell me when you want to put out the cards, go ahead.
I will go ahead and do so now. I'll just say so Makarios is um probably in his 60s, and has lived a hard life,
Hmm.
and so he's wiry, but he limps, and he's pretty bent over. His joints are very stiff, uh, and as you are pursuing him, through this house, and I'll say it's not a palace that they're in, but this is a respectable kind
Right,
of
right,
farmer
yeah,
family.
yeah.
Um, he is praying to Athena to aid him. That's the to try to invoke some divine aid. Okay, so I'll go ahead and lay out your opposition cards, and then you've already told me what you're doing, so I'll also lay out your first card. Okay, so opposition, four of spades, jack of spades, ten of spades. And then your card, ooh, is an ace of hearts.
All right. Um, well, it seems quite straightforward to me. Um, that I remember Athena. Athena, I know that name, and
Mm,
I even remember the touch, either of Athena or someone representing her. There was some time when that touch or that connection meant a lot to me.
mm.
There was there was some reason for that to happen. So I believe I get my ace.
You do. And then I'll flip you another card. Ah, you got a two of hearts.
And that will stand.
All right, excellent. So, uh, then I will narrate the outcome of the scene under these constraints. The Dark Master's intentions are denied in the short term, but not ultimately subverted. Uh, any desires you may have had for the scene are also denied, and then you have to discard one card from your hole. So I'll go ahead. I'm assuming you want to discard the seven of
It
spades.
is discarded. I keep my ace of hearts.
Excellent. Okay, so he is praying to Athena, uh, and fleeing through the house, and as you're following him, uh, you, it's clear to us that he's not fleeing at random. He's making a beeline for one room, uh, which happens to be the room with um, the cut up armor, and the sword and shield and spear crossed on the wall, and he picks up that spear, and and you are kind of surging up through the floor, and he gets up, and he cries out, and he says, Athena, um, uh, if ever you noticed my courage in defending your city, aid me now. And he strikes, and there is what would it be with Athena? There is um there's this flash of cold light. Uh, uh, the whole room is kind of illuminated. In there's this phrase I read in Nathaniel Hawthorne recently where he says, like, in moonlight, it's as though things become, as though objects become half intellectual, and that's like something that happens here. That everything becomes a little bit more idealized as he stabs, and uh, you feel this, pain as this divine energy strikes you. You're kind of rebuked. You're rejected by Athena, and uh, I think the pain and the rebuke of that is so great that you were kind of cast back down, out of the house, down into the earth. Um, just like this great wound in your side.
Okay. Um, rules check. It's up to you to figure out how on earth the Dark Master still gets what she wants, but that's your problem, fortunately. Ah, I love playing
Hmm.
soldier. Okay,
Yep.
so um, let's see here. Uh, good enough. That's
Okay, so I guess I should actually keep narrating then, just to tell you, because the result that you return kind of bleeding, horrible ichor into the earth behind you. Uh, you return to the grove. There is this great gathering of people. Um, they have come with they have actually come with some of those flowers that were to be for the wedding that day. They have come with, again, sacrificial animals that were to be for the wedding that day. Um, and as you approach through the earth, you can hear them propitiating the wood nymph of the grove. Asking her to relent. And when you emerge, obviously, screams, panic. Only the priest stands his ground, um, and booming, whispering out from the darkness and the trees around in a voice that's kind of made up of the rustling of leaves and water babbling over stones, is your dark master's voice, and she says, look upon the slave that Hades has given me. Uh, you only one way for my wrath to be assuaged. Uh, uh, Sacrificed Icarios to me, slit his throat in the sacred grove, uh, or uh, or my slave and I will wreak terror upon you until none will live in this blasted land. Now go. You know, those who haven't scattered scatter and are gone. So yeah. Um, and she is furious at you for failing to kill Makarios. Um, so again, we're in the grove. She's standing in front of you and just kind of raving at you, saying, um, the seeing his father dead in your arms was to break Icario's spirit. You ruined the moment. What, you're not strong enough to kill some old man. You are useless. Um, and she says, I can't. Says, I traded my immortality for you, for your service. And here, you stand there just bleeding, saying nothing, you stupid thing, and she like kicks you. You're like, just absolutely furious. Um, and I think she tells you, just kind of stand there and think about what you've done, and then like storms off into her forest. Yeah.
a little unclear
uh,
on the concept. I don't do a whole lot of thinking.
I
So
know.